There's a sacred kind of power that lies in silence, not the silence of absence or coldness, but the silence of self-possession. In the twin flame journey, this silence becomes an invisible language between two souls. It speaks through energy, through emotion, through vibration. When you reach that place within yourself where you no longer chase, explain, or convince, your silence begins to echo in the heart of your divine masculine far louder than any words ever could. To make the divine masculine miss you without uttering a word, you must first understand the essence of energy exchange within the twin flame connection. Everything that happens between you two exists on a higher frequency. Your thoughts, your emotions, your focus, all of it sends energetic signals. And because your twin flame is attuned to your energy, even in separation, he can feel your pull and your withdrawal. The goal, however, is not manipulation or strategy. It's remembrance. It's about stepping back into your wholeness so that the connection rebalances itself in the most natural and magnetic way possible. When you shift your energy inward, away from longing and towards self-love, you become radiant in your own divine feminine essence. This energy is irresistible to the divine masculine, not because of external actions, but because it vibrates truth, peace, and confidence. In this video, we'll uncover how to cultivate this kind of magnetic silence. We'll look at the energetic, emotional, and spiritual shifts that awaken longing in the divine masculine's heart without you ever having to say a word. The first step in making the divine masculine miss you begins with energy reclamation. Often, when the connection becomes strained or distant, the divine feminine unknowingly sends out waves of yearning energy. You might think of them constantly, replay old conversations, or energetically reach out hoping to feel their presence. What this does, however, is create a constant energetic stream flowing toward them, one that keeps you in the position of giving while they subconsciously receive. To make them miss you, that stream has to reverse. This doesn't mean suppressing your feelings or pretending you don't care. It means consciously pulling your focus inward. You can do this by visualizing your energy returning to your body, imagining threads of light that once stretched toward them, now weaving back into your heart center. Each time you notice your mind drifting toward them, gently bring yourself back. Feel your breath, your heartbeat, your presence. This simple energetic redirection begins to create space. When your energy stops constantly reaching for theirs, they feel the absence of it. On a soul level, it's as if they're used to being bathed in your light, and suddenly that warmth is gone. The masculine, who often needs physical distance to process emotions, becomes unsettled by this energetic shift. They may not consciously know why, but they begin to feel a longing, a subtle emptiness that points them back toward you. The more you reclaim your energy, the stronger your personal field becomes. You begin to feel grounded again, not because you've detached, but because you've realigned with yourself. From this space, you can observe the connection clearly without being consumed by it. Your stillness starts to speak. It tells the universe you are no longer chasing, no longer pleading, and no longer waiting. That alone starts to pull them closer. Once your energy is back in your own space, the next step is to embody self-love in the deepest, most authentic way. This is not just about affirmations or self-care rituals. It's about genuinely learning to meet your own emotional needs. When you no longer depend on the divine masculine's validation, attention, or reassurance to feel whole, your energy becomes sovereign. That sovereignty is magnetic. Think of the divine feminine as water, fluid, nurturing, and boundless. When that water flows from self-love rather than emotional dependency, it nourishes everything it touches. You radiate a quiet confidence that speaks of inner peace. You are no longer trying to prove your worthiness of love. You are living as love itself. To reach this state, begin with emotional awareness. Notice the moments when you crave their attention or feel abandoned. Instead of reaching outward, turn inward and ask yourself what emotion truly needs your care. Maybe it's loneliness, maybe fear, maybe longing. Whatever arises, hold it gently. Speak to yourself like a compassionate friend. Each time you soothe your own heart, you strengthen your energetic autonomy. This independence doesn't push them away. It actually draws them nearer. The divine masculine is naturally drawn to the divine feminine when she stands in her power, because that power mirrors the unconditional love they seek within themselves. When you love yourself fully, they can feel it. It resonates in the energetic bond. Without a word, your energy says, I am whole. I am at peace. That vibration is what makes them miss you, not because you've withdrawn love, but because your love has become pure, unattached, and free. Silence is not emptiness. In spiritual truth, it's a container, a sacred vessel that holds space for transformation. When you go silent in the twin flame connection, it doesn't mean you're punishing or ignoring. It means you are choosing to communicate energetically rather than verbally. This silence does something profound. It creates contrast. The divine masculine, who may have taken your presence for granted, suddenly notices the absence of your energy. There's no message, no reassurance, no emotional check-in, just stillness. That stillness is powerful because it mirrors back to them what they've been avoiding within themselves. It forces them to feel their own emptiness, their own longing, their own truth. But for silence to be powerful, it must come from peace, not from fear or manipulation. If you go silent while still energetically anxious, they can still feel the chaos. True silence comes when your mind and emotions are aligned with inner calm. You've accepted the connection, surrendered the outcome, and allowed the universe to orchestrate what's meant to be. During this phase, focus on nurturing your own world. Rediscover the things that bring you joy: music, nature, creativity, friendships, movement. As you pour energy into your own life, your vibration rises. This natural upliftment creates a frequency that your twin feels. Without you ever reaching out, your silence starts to whisper to them on a soul level, reminding them of your depth, your grace, your light. The key is consistency. Don't break your silence just because you feel their pull or dream of them. Silence works in divine timing, not human impatience. The longer you maintain it from a place of centeredness, the stronger its energetic impact becomes. Eventually, your silence begins to echo in their mind like a memory they can't escape. Another powerful energetic shift that makes the divine masculine miss you is moving from a state of need to a state of gratitude. Need creates resistance. It pushes energy outward and creates imbalance. Gratitude, on the other hand, expands your vibration and softens your energy. When you're constantly thinking, I need them to miss me, or I need them to come back, your energy signals lack. The universe mirrors that lack by creating more distance. But when you begin to appreciate the lessons, the connection, and even the silence, your energy shifts to abundance. You stop clinging to what could be and start honoring what already is. Begin each day by affirming your gratitude for the connection itself, not for what it gives you, but for how it helps you grow. Be thankful for the love that awakened you, for the challenges that taught you resilience, and for the separation that helped you return to your power. Gratitude changes the texture of your energy from longing to acceptance. As this shift happens, the divine masculine feels it. They sense that your energy no longer carries expectation, only peace. This peace feels magnetic to them because it creates emotional safety. It says, you are free to come and go, and I am still whole. That vibration awakens curiosity and nostalgia in them. They begin to remember how your energy once felt, nurturing, light, healing, but now it carries a new strength. That combination of love and freedom is what draws them back energetically. In truth, missing someone deeply comes from feeling the absence of love that once felt unconditional. When your energy embodies gratitude, you are giving love without attachment. And that is precisely what the divine masculine soul craves most. Nothing makes a twin flame miss you more than when you start living fully again. When your energy is rooted in the present moment, you stop sending emotional cords into the future or the past. You're no longer replaying what happened or worrying about what will come next. You're simply being. This presence is what makes you magnetic. When you focus on your life, your passions, your growth, your joy, you begin to radiate vitality. The divine masculine can feel when you've reclaimed your focus. On an energetic level, it tells them that you are not waiting. You've stepped out of the cycle of longing and into the flow of life. Living fully doesn't mean you stop loving them. It means your love evolves. It becomes quieter, wiser, freer. It becomes the kind of love that exists without possession or fear. And when that happens, your energy transforms from one that chases to one that attracts. To embody presence, start small. Feel the sensations in your body when you wake up. Taste your food mindfully. Listen deeply when someone speaks. Move through your day with awareness. Presence anchors your energy into the now, where your soul feels most alive. As you live this way, your frequency becomes radiant, and that radiance doesn't go unnoticed. The divine masculine begins to feel an energetic tug, not because you're pulling them, but because your vibration has risen. Your light reminds them of what true connection feels like. Without saying a word, your energy begins to call them home. In every twin flame, both masculine and feminine energies exist within. Often, separation occurs because these energies are imbalanced. The feminine may be too open and giving, while the masculine may be too guarded or withdrawn. To make the divine masculine miss you energetically, you must balance these forces within yourself. Balancing your inner masculine means cultivating stability, boundaries, and direction. It's about making decisions that support your well-being, following through on your goals, and honoring your time and energy. When your inner masculine is strong, you stop overgiving. You trust your structure and stand firm in your worth. Balancing your inner feminine means embracing softness, intuition, and receptivity. It's about staying open to love and emotion without losing yourself in it. When the inner feminine is balanced, she flows gracefully, but doesn't chase. She feels deeply, but doesn't cling. When these energies merge harmoniously within you, your outer energy becomes whole. You no longer seek your counterpart to fill what's missing. The divine masculine feels this balance intuitively. It mirrors what they're trying to achieve within themselves. Your wholeness becomes a mirror for their potential. This is often the turning point in the connection. When your energy no longer carries imbalance or need, the universe begins to realign the connection naturally. The divine masculine starts feeling drawn back, not because you need them, but because your balanced energy feels like home. Surrender is not giving up, it's letting go of control. It's the vibration of trust. Trust in yourself, in the connection, and in divine timing. When you surrender, you stop resisting what is. You allow the universe to guide the connection instead of trying to force its direction. This energy is profoundly attractive because it's peaceful. The divine masculine often fears emotional intensity, not because he doesn't care, but because he struggles to navigate the depth of it. When your energy becomes calm, it invites him to relax into the connection without pressure. Surrender also allows your energy to expand. When you're no longer fixated on outcomes, your vibration becomes lighter, more fluid. You begin to move with the natural rhythm of the universe, rather than against it. This kind of energy draws everything that's meant for you effortlessly. To surrender, practice acceptance each day. Acknowledge what you feel without judgment. Release your grip on needing answers or signs. Trust that the universe knows the path, even when you don't. This state of trust sends out a frequency that says, I am open to divine flow. When the divine masculine senses this energy, it creates a safe space for his own surrender. He starts to miss not only your presence, but the peace your energy carries. Without you saying a word, your surrender becomes a silent invitation, one that says, I trust love enough to let it find its way. The twin flame journey is, at its core, a mirror. Everything you heal within yourself reflects in your counterpart. When you embody inner peace, the divine masculine feels it. It reminds him of the harmony his soul seeks, but may not yet know how to create. Inner peace doesn't mean you stop feeling. It means you no longer let emotions control you. It's a steady calm that comes from accepting that love is eternal, not bound by circumstance or communication. When you rest in that truth, your energy becomes still like a clear lake. Meditation, grounding, and deep breathing help cultivate this peace. Each time your mind drifts into fear or worry, return to your breath. Remember that your connection exists beyond the physical, that even in silence, you are energetically united. When your peace becomes consistent, it radiates outward. The divine masculine begins to feel your stability. He senses that your energy no longer fluctuates with his actions. That steadiness awakens longing in him because it represents the home he subconsciously yearns for. A home not built on need, but on spiritual balance. Peace is the most magnetic energy of all. When you embody it, you stop chasing what's already destined for you. And that calm certainty is what makes him miss you most, not out of guilt or fear, but out of soul recognition. The final and most important aspect of making the divine masculine miss you is trust. Trust in divine timing. The twin flame journey is never random. It unfolds in stages designed to awaken both souls. When you try to rush this process, you interfere with divine orchestration. But when you trust it, everything aligns effortlessly. Trust means knowing that absence is not loss, that silence is not rejection, and that distance is often preparation. Every phase serves a purpose, to help both souls evolve into higher versions of themselves before reunion can occur. When you trust divine timing, your energy becomes deeply rooted in faith. You no longer oscillate between hope and despair. You know that what's meant for you cannot miss you. That energy of faith is incredibly magnetic because it carries certainty, not desperation. The divine masculine feels this stability. Your trust allows him to relax his defenses. It tells his soul that he is safe to return when he's ready, without judgment or demand. That freedom awakens missing, not from fear of losing you, but from the natural pull of love that wants to find its way home. Trust is what transforms waiting into peace. When you reach that level of alignment, you realize that the goal was never to make them miss you. It was to remember who you are. Once you embody that remembrance, everything you desire begins to flow toward you naturally.